Hi, Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisamthompson.com, and I'm coming to you from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. On today's episode, The Doctor Is In, we're going to talk about what the book The Slight Edge and the Compound Effect have in common and how you can use it to accelerate the results in your business. So stay tuned. Today we're going to break down two books, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy and The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. If you don't have those two books, highly recommend that you go download them to your Kindle or Nook. Remember, we want to get your mobile device to become a mobile university. And the basis for both books is this. Where you are in your life right now, whether it's personal or professional, is the cumulative result of the small decisions that you've made in your past. You see, what happens is that we make little decisions and little tiny action steps on how we go through our life. And it's those little decisions that we don't see the results at first. But then over time, the compound effect kicks in, and all of a sudden, these little tiny decisions become huge results that people can see, physical appearances that can either work for you or work against you. And how does this relate to online marketing? Very simple. You see, online marketing is a very simplistic business to do because it involves only three simple mundane tasks that you have to do every single day. And in fact, these are so mundane that people tend to overlook it. I know that I sure did. The first thing that you have to do is create one piece of content every single day. Number two, you have to meet 10 new people every single day on social media. And number three, you have to write one email to your list every single day. Now let's analyze the compound effect with these three tiny action steps. If you publish one piece of content every single day, whether it's in the form of a blog post, a video, or podcast, that is 365 pieces of content that are out there online working for you to establish you as the authority and expert in the marketplace and being your lead and sales generator, where you can be earning passive income whether you're working or not. The second thing is that if you go and you meet 10 new people every single day on social media, that's 3,650 people a year that you're meeting. You have just grown your sphere of influence. You see, you don't need a huge number of people buying your products or joining your business. You only need a handful of committed buyers and reps. And the third thing is that if you write one email every single day to your list, that's 365 pieces of email your list is receiving from you. That if you're providing value, they are going to know, like, and trust you. And out of those 365 pieces of email, there are going to be a few on that list that are going to become loyal reps and or customers. Now, I want to conclude this episode by sharing with you another story. This story you've heard me tell quite a bit over the last few episodes of The Doctor's In, but it's worth repeating and hearing again because I want you to see how this story of one man who went from broke, struggling bartender to creating his first $1 million year in 3 years in his home business. And he did it by leveraging the compound effect. The person I'm going to share this about is Brian Finale. He's a very good friend of mine. I've been friends with him for about 2.5 years right now. And what Brian did is back in 2003, he started his own home business while being a bartender and working and being in a band with his twin brother Jim. And when he started his home business, he had no clue what he was doing, and in 3 years' time accumulated $30,000 worth of debt. And as a bartender, his wages and tips could not cover having him fill a full tank of gas. And he couldn't even afford to eat at the discounted meal where he was working at. He had to rely on the French fries left over by patrons who were at his bar. But what Brian did is in 2006, he came across a mentor who taught him how to set goals and how to leverage the compound effect and the slight edge. What Brian did is he went and he wrote a check for himself for $1 million and he dated it 3 years from the date that he wrote it. So it was from March 24th, 2009. And then he wrote out a vision statement of what his life would be like the very day he was going to cash that $1 million check. And he would look at that check and he looked at his vision statement every single day. He carried it with him in his wallet. And then eventually he began to get very successful, and he had his very first 5-figure month very quickly. But let's fast forward to August of 2008. He's becoming very successful, but he's nowhere near making that $1 million mark, and he's got 7 months left to go per the check that he wrote to himself. But see, what happens is when you apply the slight edge and the compound effect, you're going to be more aware of opportunities that are going to come across your way that can pave the road for success. And that's what happened to Brian. In August of 2008, he attends a live event and he meets 2 gentlemen by the name of Norbert Orlowitz and Todd Schlomer. And they sat down at a bar late one evening and they asked themselves, because they all knew how to generate leads for their business, they implemented those 3 steps I just told you about. And they said, what if we could create a company where we can teach people how to do this 3-step system that we do every single day? And this is going to be a company that won't be in direct competition with people's primary business, but it's going to fuel it, where they're going to get the tools, training, and support that will help them brand as the authority and expert in the marketplace. And sure enough, they founded that company. And then on March 24th, 2009, nearly to the date that he wrote that check to himself, he had his first $1 million year in his home business. What does this tell you? The lesson to learn here is the cumulative little choices that you make, the daily action steps that you take. And here is the crazy part. The company that Brian and Todd and Norbert founded is called My Lead System Pro. It's still around today. It has over 100,000 members, and to this date, they have paid out nearly $10 million in affiliate commissions. And all of the leaders that you know right now, top industry leaders, got their start in My Lead System Pro. Now, Brian didn't have the idea of My Lead System Pro back in 2006 when he wrote that check in the vision. But he just took those daily action steps, and look what happened, and look at the ripple effect that he and his partners have done for this community. I am so grateful to be a part of this community as well. So remember, you are faced with choices today. It's either going to work for you or it's going to work against you. Choose wisely and choose well. Did you find this video helpful? Leave a comment and share. Make sure you like my Facebook fan page so you never miss another episode The Doctor Is In, and visit my website at drlisamthompson.com. And when you do, I have a free gift waiting for you. So when you go there, fill in the information you see on your screen, and I'll immediately shoot over to you my social media marketing playbook, a video training specifically designed to help you attract the perfect prospect to you in just minutes a day using social media. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of The Doctor Is In, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.